Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Today I want to talk about how to step out of the matrix and step into freedom. And the process that I've gone through and things that I've learned through my journey that I think will bring light to this and help you. When I was thinking about this video this morning, a thought, God brought a memory back to my head of a friend of mine a few years ago. And when I had started my spiritual journey, and this is not about my spiritual journey, this is an example. So when I was on my spiritual journey, I would tell her, what I was learning, what I was figuring out, what I was getting, and all these kinds of things. And she told me, she said, Pam, I'm not doubting you, but I have a hard time believing it because it's not what I was brought up with. She was taught the Bible by her grandfather. And that was all she was willing to accept because her grandfather loved her. He had never lied to her. And I tried to explain to her then, which I didn't realize the power behind what I was saying at that point. But I told her, I said, he only knows what he was taught. And if you think about it, that's how all of us are. You only know what you've been taught. When you came into this existence, when you were born, you knew nothing. Everything that you know now is a combination of everything that you've learned over your life. Most of us learn from our parents, right? Where did they learn? Their parents. And it goes back generations. It goes back like forever. So you're being taught a process that they were taught. And if you look at society, most of us they used to call it, I'm not even going there because I can't remember, middle income, middle income, whatever. Most of us now are at poverty level because we work, we have a job, a lot of people can't even afford to pay their bills. They're struggling, they're living paycheck to paycheck. And that is because we've been geared to think that you have to go get a job. You have to work for somebody else. And it's when you stop and you question and you're like, wait a minute, what? Because if you think back to when Jesus was here. Who made the money? Rome, the king of Rome, I guess. Yeah, I wasn't here, so I don't know. But the ruler of Rome made the money, right? Everybody else worked for the king. And it's the same thing now. You're not making the money. You're making enough to barely get by. Who's making the money? The companies. The owner of the company. Look how many CEOs make multi-millions of dollars. Are their employees making that much money? No. So when you question that and you understand that you have the choice, everything in life is a choice. You are where you are because of the choices that you've made. I am here because of choices that I've made. And tomorrow is another choice. You have the choice to change the trajectory of your life. You are not destined to be broke your entire life. You are not destined to work for somebody else. I mean, if you're doing what you absolutely love, God bless you. Most people aren't. Most people have a job to collect a paycheck so they can pay their bills. When you start to think when you open your mind to the bigger possibilities and look at the fact that you are doing what you're doing because of who you are, who you've been up to this point. Is it working for you? If it is, great. If it's not, change it. Only you have the ability to change that and step out of the mind game, step out of the matrix, step out of the limiting beliefs that we've been taught our whole lives. And that's what the matrix is. It's a limiting belief to keep you here, to keep you under the thumb of you know who. I don't have to tell you. Because the ones making the money, the ones making the decisions, are the ones telling you that you're wrong for stepping out, for even thinking about stepping out of the matrix. Why? Because when you do, they're not benefiting from it. Who are you here to benefit? Them or yourself? And it's not a selfish thing. That's why we came back. That's why we came here, is to remember that we are a spiritual being having a physical human existence. You are the universe wrapped in that meat suit you call a body. You are the entire universe. Everybody else around you is part of that same universe. They're not different. They're not separate. It's all one and the same. And if you are working a job and it's not what you want to do, you aren't where you want to be. You know, I mean, think about, I'm just going to, I really can't put this in any other words other than to just put it in. If you are seeing somebody fail, do you want to keep following that guidance? Do you want to fail in life? Probably not. And I'm not saying you're failing, it's an example. But think about who you've been following all of your life. You followed your parents. You followed whoever brought you up, whoever has been in your existence of life, your entire life. That's what we've been taught. That's who you're supposed to learn from. Now people are stepping out of that and waking up to the fact that, wait a minute, that's not right. You know, the lion's share of the population is struggling. Do you want to stay in that? I don't. I've stepped out of that. You know, and if you're sitting there going, well, that's great, Pam. How the heck am I supposed to make that happen? You know, I don't even have time in a day to take a breath. If that's you, stop and think. What the crap? Life is too short to be miserable. It's time to make a choice. You have a choice that can only impact you. Nobody else can make this choice for you. What is your passion? What do you enjoy doing? Do it. Find time to do it, you know? And when you do, you will step out of the matrix. It's not an instant overnight thing. It's a process, but you have to start somewhere. Starting is the biggest thing, and understanding that what you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's all you know. You don't know what you don't know. The problem comes where when you accept that that's all you're willing to figure out. At what point did we stop wanting to learn? When you were a child, you were hungry for information. You were picking up all of this information and learning and growing and all of that kind of stuff. At what point did you mentally stop and say, you know what? I know everything. I don't need to learn anymore. I didn't stop. I question. And there's a lot of other people that are questioning. What? So I saw something on Facebook this morning, and I told my husband, I said, this, and I read it to him, and he was like, oh my God, that is so, yes. It says, the highest form of ignorance is when you reject something that you know nothing about. Think about it. You don't know anything about what I'm telling you. Some of you do, some of you don't. You don't know anything about what I'm talking about. Ignorance is shutting me out, telling me, no, you're wrong. And you're not willing to check it out for yourself. People have been, and the other part of it is listening to the people in your existence that are telling you you're wrong for trying to step out and make yourself better. How many times have you thought about an idea, thought about doing something outside of the box, and you were told, no, you're crazy. No, that's not going to work. You've lost your mind. You just need to go get a job. You just need to work. I've been told that multiple times. The difference is I don't listen. I'm not stuck in the matrix anymore. I'm not stuck in the limiting beliefs. And if you want to, I'll do more on limiting beliefs, because limiting beliefs, unfortunately, are what drive a huge part of what you do every day. I have released a ton of limiting beliefs. In fact, I had another one this morning that came to me. I told my husband, I said, this is crazy. You know, I could not ever figure out why I had this belief that everything always happens for everybody but me. Because I kept looking at, oh, well, this person, all of this stuff, it happened to everybody else but me. That happens to everybody else but me. And then when I started diving into that, it's because those things were not meant for me. I told him, I said, I've been stuck in trying to figure out why I never got the ordinary. I've always gotten the extraordinary, the extraordinary, because I wasn't willing to accept what I was told as hardcore truth. I always questioned. I've always looked outside the box. So now I'm not totally free, but I'm a heck of a lot closer than than most people I know. I am happy. I am healthy. I live in heaven every day. Ask yourself, are you happy where you are? If you are, great. If what you're doing works for you, God love you. If it's not, who are you going to continue to listen to? Who are you going to continue to follow? Are you going to continue to follow the people that are trying to keep you on the path that you're on? Or are you going to open your mind to the fact that there might be something bigger? There might be something better. I'm not saying you have to follow me, but open your mind. Stop accepting what you've been taught your whole life as the fact. And that's on all levels. Everything that I said in my last video about, buckle up, because this is real. It was real and raw. It's the truth. What are you willing to accept for your life? You came here for a reason. You didn't come here to get stuck in a matrix and be dictated to and live by limiting means. So just like this morning, everything happens to everybody but me. And then I look back at my life and I could get stuck in that, and I have for a while. Because when you think something, your ego is going to perpetuate that. And then because when I thought everything happens to everybody but me, guess what? That becomes my reality. You get what you focus on. And everything that was coming up in my head was where situations happened for everybody else but me. Then when I started having gratitude for the other parts of my life that have been extraordinary up to now, it was funny because I told my husband, I said, all of that was normal. I'm not normal. And he laughed. But it's true. I'm not normal. And I am perfectly okay with that. Perfectly okay with that. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be ordinary. I want to be extraordinary. And when I shift my mindset, I get rid of, the more I think about the positives, you can't think about the negative and the positive at the same time. You just can't. So think about the positives. See the positive things that have come out of all of those things that didn't happen for you. They happened to everybody else. Look where all those people are. Some of them might be ahead of you, but you know what? You're where you are for a reason, and it's perfect. What are you going to do with tomorrow? What are you going to do from this moment on? Because tomorrow might not come. Live, I'm not saying be irresponsible, but live for you. You can't live for anybody else but you. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be here to take care of anybody else. And back to, like I said, my friend who was only willing to accept what she had been taught by somebody she loved. She's missing, oh my God, she's missing so much. And when you're only willing to, this, and you're not willing to step outside of that, you're missing a lot. You're giving your power away to all of those people that you learn from. Take back your power. Learn for yourself. Learn from other people that are winning, are where you want to be. They're there for a reason. They broke outside the box. I've mentioned my husband's health condition numerous times on my videos. This morning, he took his blood pressure and his blood sugar, His blood pressure is lower than I think, God, probably than it ever has been. And it's not low. I mean, it's not like on the reverse. I mean, it's like in normal range. His blood sugar was down to, what do you say, 105? He was like, oh my God, Pam. And all it is a lifestyle shift. He's not on medicine. When he was on medicine, he was unhealthy. When he was on the drugs, he was unhealthy. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to come off all your medicine. I'm telling you, stop following the agenda. Stop following the limiting beliefs. Stop following what you've been geared your whole life to think is normal. And question. We're both healthier than probably ever. And we're happier than ever. Is that what you want for your life? Or do you want to, I mean, if you're there, great. I am happy for you. If you're not, only you can change that. And I can help you. You just have to want it. So I hope this makes sense. You know, if it does, if any of it resonated with you, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, share it, help get it out there, because more people are waking up to this fact. And again, if you're okay where you are, I'm beyond thrilled for you, because I'm not saying everybody is struggling. I know there's people that aren't struggling. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you are happy where you are, keep going. If you're not, change it. And like I said, that is my biggest driving force at this point in time, is to help people step out of the matrix, step out of what we've been brainwashed to think is the American dream. Work your whole life until you can't work anymore, and then you're going to die. And you're probably going to die working. That's not why we're here. That's not why I'm here. I plan to enjoy my life. I plan to have fun and live my life to the fullest. I'm happy. So I hope you are too. And I'm going to link, I'm going to put a link for my free ebook down below talking about limiting beliefs, where they come from, how to get rid of them, and what it's doing to damage you. You have to liberate your consciousness. And that's what I've done. I have liberated my consciousness. It has nothing to do about a spiritual awakening. That happened for me along the way. That might not be your journey. Just be happy. Be happy and treat everybody with unconditional love and respect. And at the end of the day, if that's all you do, you'll be leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of people that you know. But who are you here to live for? Are you here to live for you? Or are you here to live for them? I love you guys. I can't tell you how much. It's huge. I want the best for you. I'm here to help you on this journey. I'm here to help you get out of normal, ordinary, and become extraordinary. Because you are worth it. If nobody ever has told you that today, if nobody's ever told you in your life, you are worth it. And I love you. Go be the best you can be.